Listen, so if somebody, a like-minded brother or sister, who has a legal firearm wanted to join the NFAC, how would one go about that?
Well, the process begins by them submitting their contact information and their justification for wanting to join
Where
to
would
our
they
email.
where would they submit that?
I'm giving that to you now. To
Okay.
info, INFO, at black, BLACK, NFAC.com. Now, most people would think, oh, it's a website. No, what I gave you is an email address. Our website is locked only for members only. There's no way to get in. There's nothing. There's no about. There's nothing. You're either inside or you're not. Submit your information. What we do is we review your information. We do run background checks on everyone. And we have several disqualifiers that I have no problem stating on your show. And some folks are not going to like it, but here it is.
Okay.
The very first thing is if you're white, you can't join, period. Don't even ask. If you are under the age of 21, you cannot join. Don't ask. If you are a legal gun owner already and you have a carry, conceal, or can get one, then you're qualified to join us. If you don't own a firearm and there's nothing prohibiting you from owning a firearm, you can still submit if you are ex-law enforcement. Case-by-case basis, and I mean very extreme case-by-case basis, we may consider your membership, but we have no intentions of putting people who have allegiances to that culture into our organization. If you're ex-Department of Corrections, you stood over my brothers and sisters while they were in cages, while they were in this floating slave ship you call America, then case-by-case basis, we may consider. Ex-military is preferred, all branches are welcome, but on the other hand, we have a few things that we want to also make people aware of. Just because we accept you, until you stood the post with us, until you've gone out to a stone mountain, because you don't know what you're going to face, until you demonstrated your bravery, just like us going into Louisville. Yeah, we've seen all the talk from the white supremacists. They supposed to be coming down, getting themselves together. We know most of that smoke, but some of it is not. If you're brave enough to come on out there and pick up one of these right here and say, look, I don't care. I live and die for my race. That's your baptism into the N.F.A.C. That's why they get sworn in on the battlefield, not in some office or something like that. If you're prepared to go through all of that and you don't mind us being a little nosy about you, then please feel free to submit your information to info@blacknfac.com. If you don't get a rejection letter, you made it. Most people, nobody told me anything. Did you get a rejection letter? No. Then your next instructions will be where to be in the proper uniform, strapped up shouldering.
I noticed when you were out there, you instructed the people to basically be prepared to kill someone if they act like they were going to be the aggressor. Freedom is not free. And, can we speak on the seriousness of such orders? You see what I'm saying? And how people have to understand that if they do want to, this is a life or death thing you're talking about on both sides. Willing to take a life as well as give you a life. Yes?
I don't know why that's a question. We've been the subject of that for 240 some odd years. We've been the subject of that globally for 400 years. And prior to that, for 35 dynasties, we were the subject of that at the hands of the Arabs. So I don't see why that's a question. The reason I give that order is very simple. We operate within the boundaries of the law. We don't give the law a reason to come after us, talk to us, or anything. So if someone wants to aggress us, we're going to defend ourselves. These are not made for wounding.
Well, I lost your audio.
And you are ordered to kill them. That way, the next person will think twice before they attempt to aggress us. And on top of that, we're not trying to be labeled a terrorist organization, but we damn sure will stand on every law that they use against us. Stand your ground, eminent domain, the castle doctrine, all of that shit that they use to justify, like the white couple did that came out their house, get out of my yard. Okay, that's threatening. Don't pull it unless you're going to use it. We don't pull ours unless we're going to use them, and it's in defense. Sticks and stones. Sticks and stones. We don't play that. We don't care what you call us, but if you point something at us, we're not going to stand there. I'm not going to lose one of those sisters out there. I'm not going to lose one of those brothers out there because somebody was trying to be compassionate. They weren't being compassionate when they attacked us, so we're not being compassionate in our defense.
See, knowledge is power, and I'm glad that you you know, you have this knowledge to be able to stand on the law, because a lot of people don't have knowledge of the law. Another thing I noticed that you did out there was by having people in formation, okay, that was basically why the police couldn't run up on y'all, because you're not out there as a hodgepodge looking like some sort of um, gang of just reckless rioters or something like that. You actually had formation which protected you under the law, correct?
Correct. And let me add to that, the definition of a militia, as defined under the Constitution, is a group of private citizens. Notice I say citizens, not subjects. Citizens who have assembled themselves in an organized fashion to address, as it says, a grievance of the community. The threat was a grievance that we needed to address. So we put ourselves into a military style formation, which means we have a command structure, which means we move, we don't march, we move as a unit from one place to the other. And then when we get there, we address the issue all at the same time. That is protected under the law, okay? But you're right, an unorganized mob with a bunch of guns out there doing the, no. See, first of all, there's no organization, okay? Which means anybody can do anything. The law has a right to maintain law and order. See, we were not out of order. We're in order. So what are we doing wrong? We're not doing anything wrong. Let me give you the last piece. The other reason that the police couldn't fuck with us, as you say, was because we outnumbered them. Even after they called in reinforcements from every county, we still outnumbered them. Even after the governor called in 1,000 National Guards, we still outnumbered them. And to quote the police chief, I was not about to risk an incident over a goddamn permit when you got 1,500 organized black folks out here. No matter what they try to do to try to criticize what we did, what they don't tell you is that nobody got hurt, nobody got arrested, not one shot was fired. We didn't tear up shit. We talked shit, but we didn't tear up shit, and we sent our message, and they kindly volunteered to be our escort. We didn't ask them to do shit. They're the ones that changed their attitude, and all of a sudden it was smiles and toothpaste and rainbows and unicorns and shit. We didn't come for that. We came for that action, and there was none. They closed the park, evacuated the park. We didn't know that either. They wouldn't let anyone in the park. We didn't know that till it was over. Okay, so the reason we move as a formation because we are a militia. We're not demonstrators. We're not protesters. That's already been done. We're the muscle.